Okay. Hi. Oh, was that your trigger word? Yeah, that was your release word, huh? Hi, everyone. It's a little late, not that late. It's like 7:25. 24, technically. And I'm just now getting around to making the video, which is not like the end of the world. This is, pretty early. Obviously, you've seen enough where I get started pretty late. Come over here. I can't be turned all the way over there, buddy. Today, I had a couple meetings, one of which was really fun, and one of which was a more serious one. It was still a fun meeting, but it was, a little more serious. And I misread how much that might affect my day as far as vlogging goes. A lot of the time I like to vlog kind of throughout the day, and today I just wanted to be very present for those meetings because they were with people that I really value, really admire and want to work with and want to be intentional with. And so I don't like the distraction of the camera, and that shoots me in the foot for the vlog, but in terms of everything else, it's probably a good thing. But they were great meetings, they went very well, and I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. And in the wake of that, I've been thinking, this afternoon, what I should actually make the vlog about. And I wanted to talk about the power of yes. There's all kinds of things about the power of yes. But for myself, that's a really hard thing, because being scared or fearful of saying yes to something, of being underqualified for something, of putting yourself into a situation that in the moment feels like there is no escaping it, is a very real thing. That's a very complicated thing to deal with, and that has been a big hindrance of mine throughout my career, where I am scared to say yes to something that feels too big for me. It feels scary to me. It feels like I might be putting myself out of my own depth. And something that I'm really trying to embrace is saying yes to things that are just outside of what I'm capable of. Because most of the time, it's my belief that we are capable of a little bit more than we think. And if we're not, it's a great time to learn and force ourselves to become capable. I think a lot about filmmakers that I admire. I read a lot about them. I research them. And you see the drastic difference when you do that between the filmmakers. And the main thing that I take away from learning about them is that they all have one type of thing in common, and it's that they went out of their way to make a movie, to make their first movie and every movie after that. And for every single movie, the odds are stacked against them. If you look at what they often call the movie brats, the directors and auteurs of the 70s, the odds are constantly stacked against Scorsese and Coppola and Spielberg and Lucas. They're always, not enough time, not enough money, not enough people that are, think their movie's gonna be trash, all these things. And they keep saying yes to things. They keep saying, we're gonna go out and make these movies. And that's something I'm trying to embrace moving into this next year, especially. But there's been so many times in my own career where I got scared and I said no. And specifically, I remember one time I got offered the opportunity to shoot a video for way more money than I had ever dealt with before. I was working very small indie budgets, me and a camera and a musical artist, and shooting one thing, and someone came to me and said, hey, what if we gave you $5,000 to $10,000? Do you think you could handle that? And I said, no, I don't. I would like to work up to that. And I never got that opportunity again. That kind of shot myself in the foot, if you will. I quickly came to regret saying that, because in reality I totally could have done it, and I would have done it very well, because I would have been out of my comfort zone just enough. I would have been scared just enough to push myself and learn and become a better filmmaker. And while obviously I learned from that experience of saying no and not getting offered again, it meant I went another year before getting anything close to that opportunity again. And this year, as I'm moving further into the feature, as I am taking on spec ads, as I'm taking on bigger music videos, there's a part of me that is scared. And there's a big part of me that wants to say, I don't know if I'm quite ready for that. I don't know if I can handle that yet. And while there's merit to that, a lot of that is founded in fear. A lot of it is me being doubtful of my own capabilities, not quite positive how good I am personally. And the reality is, when you're working on something with a bigger budget, that budget is mostly there so that you can hire someone else to help you with that, to do something bigger, to be involved, and to take a section of that and run with it so that you actually don't have to worry about it. And I think as I remind myself that, I'm pushing myself towards making better products, better movies, music videos, commercials, videos. And I think if I don't say yes to things, I will always be boxing myself in. I will always lock myself to these smaller budgets, these specific things that I know I can do, but I won't ever get the chance to see if I can do something else. And something I say a lot and I hear a lot is like, the worst that can happen is you go back to what you were doing. The worst that can happen is I come back to doing what I'm doing right now, which is making low budget music videos, low budget documentaries, and making YouTube videos, and talking to my camera in my living room at 7:30 p.m. And if that's the worst case, then that's pretty good, because I'm enjoying my life a lot right now. I have a very good life, and I get to make videos every single day, and that's awesome. I get paid to hold that camera and some other cameras sometimes. And so if that's the worst case, then why wouldn't I try for something even bigger? As usual with a later night vlog, I don't quite know where this is going, and this might just be to hype myself up because I've felt a little out of my element this afternoon, but ultimately I'm excited for what the next 365 days are going to look like. I'm excited to challenge myself and push myself, and excited to do stuff I've never done before in a lot of capacities. And that's scary sometimes, but it's also exciting. And so this might just be a pep talk for myself, but hey, this is my video diary, everything I'm learning over this time. The movie update is, I wrote 8 pages today. I had a meeting with a good friend of mine who is a writer, director, producer, and we talked through some of it, talked through kind of the goals of it. He asked me how I was doing with it all. It was just good to see him. It was good to talk through the projects that we want to do over the next year. And it's always good to have those kinds of conversations with people that feel like, we're creating our own film community, our own, Lucas and Spielberg or Coppola and Lucas or something. Both mine revolve around Lucas, but so that went really well. I'm gonna go write some more pages actually because I want to make sure that I hit that goal. I'm still 35 pages away, so should make it as long as I keep doing 4 pages a day or so, and I did 8 today, so should be in a good space. But that's the goal for this evening, is to finish up the vlog, write some more, go to bed. All that to say yes to things, go make movies, sleep good. Peace, everybody.